behind. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh.
Well, this ain't quite opening day in NASCAR racing, but it is sure an opening day across other frames of sports. And today, here in Las Vegas Motor Speedway, we're about to open up a serious whole lot of hard racing and charges ahead. This is, ladies and gentlemen, the Pit Stop Race Series ARCA Series at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Hi again, everyone. I am the Crusader Christian Tribe. Join you guys here today on the show. The field right now rockets our way across this 1.5 mile long track here, getting ready for the action at hand. A who's who of drivers ready to chat it up and spat it up all on the show, while at the same time probably getting ready to head down to the casinos just a little while later on. So let's not waste any further time here. Let's get down to talking with our drivers today. Starting out your lineup here in the number 45 to chat up here with the crowd here. Ladies and gentlemen, Tim Williams on the line here. And Tim, right now, sir, looking pretty stellar with that top 3 performance in practice, but qualifying could be a different story. How does the nerves go in for that one?
Oh, I'm a little nervous. I'll tell you that much. It's yeah, it was a pretty good run. We'll see what happens in qualifying.
See what happens in qualifying indeed. Now, I'll ask as well, I mean, Las Vegas has been known for a track that usually likes to tear up some tires for these ARCA cars. How bad does it kind of hold on this kind of track?
It's gonna be a tire race on this one. I think you're gonna have to back up the corners a little bit just to keep them a little bit strong.
For sure there. All right. Well, nevertheless, though, we do appreciate your time down there, Tim.
Thank you very much, Chris. Have a good evening.
You too. Ladies and gentlemen, Tim Williams on the line there. So he gets a little chatting up on the talk here. Got a few new drivers in the house as well. I think it's time we get introduced to them. He joins us here in the Kellogg's, number 25. Ladies and gentlemen, Hilton Young joins us on for the first time this season. Hilton, welcome to the show. If you got the line, sir.
Got you.
All right. Well, right now, my friend, only about 5 minutes left in the qualifying session. And how are you feeling on your first little outing here with us on the Pit Stop Racing Series?
Feel pretty good about this. Should be a good run.
Should be a good run indeed. Now, obviously, I know that Kellogg scheme usually is more invictive of what Kyle Busch used to run down on the old days. But, I mean, this is kind of a home track advantage for them. So, I mean, really, does this scheme kind of have a little bit of extra give, a little power, you think, on your end?
Yes, sir. KFB.
For sure there. All right. Well, Hilton, thank you for your time down there. Best of luck as you get ready to settle on down to the circuit.
Yep, let's go.
Hilton Young, ladies and gentlemen, on the line there. Should be interesting to see how he plays out today here. Another driver looking to make some noise, make some show. Give it up for Frank Hughes here, ladies and gentlemen, piloter on the number 61. Frank, you got the copy, sir. Looks like he might not have the line down there. Hold on one moment. Well, we can hear him down there. Frank, you got us? Yep, you got us? I know we're talking. Frank, you got us, sir? I think he might have some audio troubles on his end there. He might not be getting it.
I can't hear a word you're saying.
Yeah, he's Frank. We're talking through our end. You got your system and all that hooked up to our end. I think you might need to get the settings checked there, Frank. All right. Well, we'll let him get his settings figured out down there. Unfortunately, won't really be able to chat with him. Unfortunately. We'll have to see how he does, though, in this race today. We'll figure out the field and position here. Now talking up here with another driver that knows a thing or two about how to lay down some speed. Corey Coe on the line here. And Corey, Man, you've had a lot of hard runs and a lot of strong starts in racing this season, but long run wise, it seems like you've fallen back a little bit. How much of last season's races have you kind of now taken into this one?
I've just made some really bad decisions on pit timing. Like I either pit too early or I pit too late, or I don't get to take advantage of my last outside set of tires or something, and I just get caught in a run. I need to make better decisions or have a little bit better luck. Outside of that, I think I'll do fine if I just don't get ahead of myself on pit timing, pit strategy.
Pit strategy can be very high here too with Vegas. I mean, what kind of strategy and kind of manipulations did you kind of put yourself into to try to get set up for this one?
Well, the minute I got in, I went straight to working on how long the actual fuel run is. I'm not talking about what you can get to like cleanly all out gas, to pedal all the way to the floor. I did figure it out. It was somewhere between 20 and 21. You could hold it all the way down. Well, you got to breathe a little bit longer in the run, but I was able to breathe it all the way to the line, like running out of gas all the way up to 23 laps. So you never know if you're smart about it. You can stay out a little bit longer and just time it just right. But I don't want it to come down to that. I want to win this thing outright.
All right, well, Corey, you certainly got your eyes on the prize and eyes on this one here. Best of luck down there.
Thanks, y'all. Enjoy.
You too. There, ladies and gentlemen, Corey Coe on the line there. Done talking on with another guy that's a little bit farther south than usually he is from the west side. He's going to the west side today, though, ladies and gentlemen. Hunter Hammer and Hanson, the 113 Rockside Tires machine. Now, Hanson, you've had experience here in the trucks. You've had experience here with some other cars. Now you have the ARCA cars to face off here in Las Vegas. What's the feeling right now kind of given to you?
Well, it's nothing like the new Atlanta. It's it's super fun, bumpy. It's a driver's track. I'm feeling real good about this one, and it's new start, new car. Let's go.
New start, new car. Now, really, for your sake and where you're laying out, where really do you try to find yourself in position today for this whole race?
Tell you the truth, I just really need to have a good qualifying run here, get up to the front, save with those guys, and pick up on the strategy and be there at the end.
For sure there. All right, well, Hanson, we do appreciate your time down there. Best of luck as you get ready to rip it out here.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hunter Hammer and Hanson, ladies and gentlemen, on the line. Field drivers preparing to do battle here. They're all going to try to hunt down the man that pilots the big 88 Hellman's machine. And yes, he got his number right this time, so at least we know that is set to go. Robert Kahn looking to take home another one today. Only a few seconds remaining here in practice. As the clock downs down 0, it's time to end our practice day up and trying to fill the drivers up to the track. We'll be now advancing into the qualifying session, ladies and gentlemen, so get ready for some more hard racing action here. It's time to see who can set the fast and the best time here. Qualifying has always been, in my opinion, the most interesting part of this because really it puts a dilemma on the drivers to not only do good, but also really forces their hand on having to make proper decisions in proper situations to avoid any issues, to avoid any problems later in. All right, we've got 3 drivers right now exiting out now, 4 and 5. DJ Mitchell, Frank Hughes, Douglas R. Johnson, Corey Coe, Donald Sadusky, Robert Smith, and Tim Lee now also entering in the fray. Craig Lerman, they're also going to get out there. We'll focus on DJ Mitchell for this first part. The Kodak Max, number 4. Looking to set the first and the fastest of the times here. As the rest of the field also puts themselves out on the track trying to make another wrap around for their time's sake. I feel as though the biggest thing you're going to really see these drivers being put up against is overall control and position of where they hit each turn, where they hit each part of the track. Their cars are going to be blistered. Their cars are going to be hurting a little. And they know they cannot let anything get in their way. Corey Coe, the first to make a time. DJ Mitchell spins out. We're going to have a little problems there, but it's Donald Sadusky that's going to get the first time out on a 30.46. Frank Hughes, 30.31. Co looking to try to use that outside line as leverage for more momentum. Maybe trying now to cut the corner on the bottom. Hughes now your fastest qualifier at 30.31. Final time for the 9 of Corey Coe, and his time will be a solid 30.10. New leader, the number 9, Corey Coe. Phil finishing up their qualifying laps here, and I got a lot of word also from these drivers and run from the field as well as that one thing that they really struggle on has been just trying to get used to the fact the ARCA car has a habit of breaking down quick and breaking down badly on those tires if you're trying to overdrive them. I can say for sure, experiencing it myself, yeah, that is very true. But I will say also, this track kind of lends itself to having more full throttle action, more power used up in its own territory and used up in its own spots, so that could be a bit of a difference maker here, as the time's now been set on the clock and set on the time zone here. Dean Viney now the only one up next. Eric Blount, Mike Taylor, Tim Williams looking to come out on the show. Dean Viney's time will be a 14th fastest for now. Here comes the 45 and the 98. Your next driver's on the lineup, and then of course the madman himself, the rattlesnake, Robert Kahn. He now also engages to the track. About 6 minutes and 50 seconds left on the clock. I think really the biggest thing too, I'm kind of curious to know, is really with qualifying times and qualifying position, even though they're pretty close in gaps, only 100 separated Morasco and Co out from that top spot. How does that actually fare and shake up in the actual race itself? Does being up front make any bit of a difference, or does staying in the back and letting everyone else kind of tear themselves out end up being the long-term run and the long-term gain? That's what I'm kind of curious to see here. Tim Williams' first time on the clock. That'll put him in about 11th position here with a 30.44. Kahn, his first time. Not going to be a fast one, I'm going to tell you that right now. Looked like he was driving a little slower and a little lower. Got on the outside there. Yeah, he's got 17th with a 31.15. But you really think for 1 second that he wasn't going to try to lay down a really quick lap? He's already lining her up and getting it down on that back straightaway. Huge run coming up for the Hellman's 88. Tim Williams almost time. Morasco, thousandth of a second difference between the two. He'll move him in a third. Taylor going in 7th. Robert Kahn's final lap is going to be a 30.08. The snake strikes again. Recoiled up and just stings out the venom. He's going to take home that fastest qualifying time. Derek Paulson in the 6th as well. MF Racing Design is going to pop up a nice solid top 5 qualifying spot. So Ray Radford, DJ Mitchell, Len McNeese, Michael Pratt, Eric Blount, Blake Trawick, the only drivers not to have qualified. Well, we get a little listening real quick with the rattlesnake himself here, as he is now on the line with us here in Con. Man, you went a little wide there on the outside for that first lap, then you set that second lap up, and a perfect timing there at 30.08. That's got to be setting the bar real high for you and your standards.
Yeah, that was a quick one. I really think I could have got a 30.9, but that first lap I got real loose, lost momentum. So we'll see how it translates to race, man. It's not about the fast time in the race.
About the fast time in the race. Obviously, the big point is going to be just trying to survive out the race itself. These ARC cars, obviously, we know that they are usually conducive to a little bit of plate racing, but again, Las Vegas Motor Speedway kind of condoning itself to the driver's end and mindset here. For you, where do you stand on that? Where is going to really the game plan lie for you?
I ran a full fuel run, and my tires were out quite a bit. So this is going to be a battle of attrition. This race is just to take care of your stuff and save it for the end.
For sure there. All right, well, Con, we do appreciate your time down there. Best of luck as you set the fastest time.
Thanks, buddy.
The rattlesnake sets the fastest time of the day, and he's looking for more than just that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll now listen to some of our other drivers here. Michael Pratt, if you got a line down there, we can have a little chat with you.
Yeah, what's going on?
Well, not much better, bud, but looks like I ended up not going for a qualifying lap or deciding to go in really late. What's going on with that number 3 down there?
I like starting from the back. I like seeing what other people's strategy is. Run a few laps, seeing what I got to do to get around other people.
Get a run around some people too. Staying in the back also kind of helped, not having to really try to push the car too much, because obviously we know how these tires are on the right side. They can burn pretty easily with these ARCA and Gen 4 Cup cars if they had them on here.
Oh, definitely, for sure. I like save my tires. That's another reason why I like starting from the back. If you notice, I usually don't qualify.
For sure there. All right, well, Michael, we do appreciate your time, though. Best of luck as you get ready to fire them on down.
Thanks, sir.
Michael Pratt, ladies and gentlemen. Down to listen to another guy that was called the Candyman earlier. Well, now we listen to the other Candyman version, ladies and gentlemen. Daniel Holloway now with us here. And Daniel, bit of a shocker here, sir. Only started in the top 10. Usually not your usual forte. What's going on with that number 21 today?
You know, that's where you start, but the main thing is where you finish.
Mainstay where you finish, indeed. Now, obviously, you've had a lot of great finishes, a lot of great runs here. I mean, for this 26 camp, as I clarify that now, I mean, how important and precious is it for this Reese's Cups machine to get that power and get that speed under advantage over everyone else?
Just got to get the groove in tonight, so I've been playing a few lines in practice to see for tire wear and what I can do. So I think I'm a good top 5 car, but long race, 100 laps, and just patience, and hopefully this Reese's Cookies car get up front at the end of the night.
For sure there. All right, Daniel, nevertheless, best of luck down there as you reel them on down for the fight tonight.
Thank you.
Daniel Holloway, ladies and gentlemen, on the line there. It should be an interesting one. Should be a good one to see. One last driver to talk to before we head on down to the track today, ladies and gentlemen. Making his television debut, Donald Sadusky. I hope I'm saying your last name right down there, Donald.
Yeah, you did. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Well, Donald, first time we've ever seen you here. First time we ever get a showcase of you. It's first taken down on a Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Bit of an obstacle in your course in your way for your first race here, sir.
Yeah, I hold on. Yeah, Tim's talking. I can't put him on mute. I can't. All right, go ahead. Sorry about that.
It's all right. I was just gonna say, like, in your first race out here and having Las Vegas as that first track is definitely an obstacle for you, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I like this track. Plus, I ran with pit stall way back. I had to take a break, man. You know what I mean? So a real long break. I probably maybe 8 months or a break I took. So I needed it. But I'm back. I'm back. I'm ready to roll.
All right, you are back indeed here, sir. Well, nevertheless, as we get ready to get down to the green, get set up, best of luck to you and the team today.
Yeah, thank you, man. Good luck in the booth, man.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, Donald Sadusky on the line there as we get now set for the action at hand. Race fans, time has come. Let's crank that intro up. It's time to begin our showcase. Time for the Pit Stall Racing Series. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to PT Race TV and welcome to your showcase for the Pit Stall Race Series at Las Vegas Motor Speedway here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Time to showcase your grading order presented by Fort Worth Screen Printing. On the pole in the number 88, it will be the Rattlesnake, Robert Kahn. The outside in the number 9 is Corey Coe. Row 2 is the 1 of Ty Matarasco. The outside in the 4-5, it's Tim Williams. Row number 3 is the 06, Derek Balls. The outside, and that 61, it will be Frank Hughes. Row number 4 in the number 19, Donald Sadusky. The outside, in the 31, it'll be Todd Poston. Row number 5 is Mike Taylor in the 98. The outside, in the 26, will be Daniel Holloway. Row number 6 is going to be the Throttle Chantel Bottle in the 5 outside, and in the 24, it will be Tim Lee. Row number 7 in the 13, it's Douglas R. Johnson. The outside in the big 4-3, Craig Lerman. Row number 8 is going to be the number 08 of Robert Smith. The outside in that 113, Hunter Hammer and Hansen. Row 19, the 25 is Hilton Young. The outside in the 78 will be Dean Viney. Row number 10 will be the 56 of Blake Trey. With the outside in the number 3, it'll be Michael Pratt. Row number 11 is the 4, DJ Mitchell. The outside in the 6, Eric Blount. And finally, row 12, right around front of the 47 with the 84 of Len McNeese. Here we go, race fans. Time to get your drivers set to go for this 100-lap main event here today. Thanks for all tuning on in today. Daniel Holloway, Donald Sadusky, Robert W., and Patrick Foss for coming on board. Thank you all so much for tuning into the show. Although Robert W. is asking for a little bit of a tech look down there on Khan's car there. I mean, Khan, I think it's the first time Khan's had the number 1 seed in the qualifying position all season. So, I mean, that should probably put a few ringers on these drivers' minds and probably put a few of them into that mindset to really set off the track and set off the pace here. But Lord, time will tell. Take a look at our track tech talk presented by Lightning Wrapz here. This is a 1.5 mile in length D-shaped configuration. No give, no zones, and nowhere to hide. It's all about hitting your marks and knowing where to hit your throttle offs and your power offs. This place is a tough one. Watch for the drivers to migrate on the bottom for the start, then kind of swip up to the middle a little bit. Tire saving, though, priority number 1 around these parts. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, the time has indeed come. We're going to bring our drivers right off of turn number 3 and 4 and set the field up for this one. Off the distance into the straight. We begin the 100-lap A main event here in Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Let's see how it fights down. It's time to roll along here in Vegas. Here we go. Green flag is out. See the lights just glaring right off these cars. They just fire right off through the set of turns. I think there's one thing this car has done, though. It truly has made every driver equal and at the same time very unreasonably slower than usual, because it has completely toned them down and has forced them to pay close attention to how they drive the track and how much they do to the track on their fronts. One thing we've always talked about was if you can force a driver to have to be better and not completely out of control, that in turn makes everybody take notice. Yeah, in my opinion, makes for some really hard, strong run-ins and racing today. Snap-on Tools 19 of Donald Sadusky, maybe his first time ever on the show, but making a bit of a name for himself, getting already right up there to the 51. 61, excuse me, on Frank Hughes, but right now for the race lead, Corey Coe, the Gulf Oil number 9. Jumping right ahead on the helmets, number 88. As MF Racing designs number 1 in time, Orozco immediately onto the binder and onto the power. We're going to make us case and make us run on the number 9 of Corey Coe. We saw last week what happens when you have to push your luck and push yourself to your absolute limits. Eric Paulson so close to claiming that one as well. Sadusky, though, look at this. Nearly 3 wide right through turn 2. Off turn 1, though, they cleared it out. Orozco way too wide. Sadusky not wasting any time. He said he had to take a break from racing. Well, it looked like he didn't even take a break. Looked like he's been here all along. Speaking of here all along, look out for that 5 with the throttle. Chantel Bottle started 11th, moved into 5th. The throttle is in pace to take some leads. And she's got experience with these ARCA cars as it is. Remember back the second season ever at Pedal Metal Racing League, she had to drive these exact machines that they're driving right now. Although she told me a long time ago, she does not care for these cars too much, and yet she can still figure out how to run with the best of them. I'd say, honestly, that's pretty impressive, because honestly, I've dealt with these things more often than I care to count. And they are one of the toughest cars to get used to, at the same time to really hone the craft on. But if you can do like what Sadusky's doing right now, I think you might have something going on down there. This is some brilliant runs here out of the gate, from top to bottom and through the field. Mike Taylor, though, a little too aggressive in the 98 U.S. Army into the wall. Sparks flying off that 98 as he will slap it dashed off and have all sorts of problems. Losing his speed, losing his cool, now falling back. Corey Coe and Robert Kahn also doing the same as the throttle goes deep inside looking for her run. Coe trying to keep the outside line to good use here, but again, driving that aggressively and that hard does force the car just a little bit to lose control, causing a bit of a head scratcher for them to figure out as Tim Williams now in the 45 takes the race lead away. Comers and goers earlier here on the show. Unprecedented. I say unprecedented because, again, you really don't expect kind of moves like this, but Tim Williams just kind of matching the gas pedal down and kind of using all his momentum to good use. Hughes, the number 61 driver, maybe obligating himself to really put everything to good use and trying to put himself to the fine line of speed and the fine lines of power. Bottle 7 spots up. She's tied to the hard charger. The other hard charger, well, it happens to be by a man named Hunter Hammer Hansen down there. As he told me earlier, he's still getting used to this direct drive wheelbase. I gave him one thing of advice. I said, just let the wheel do the work. The only thing you need to do is just keep her straight. Well, right now you'd have a hard time believing that. He is ripping that car around, and I don't know how much it's hurting in that car right now, but I guarantee you that thing has got to be feeling all the pressure and feeling all the vibrations right now. That does not look good. Daniel Holloway, the candy man, bringing some Reese's cookies up to the front. Looks like he's sweetening everybody up and just having a little fun old time down there. Kahn on the very outside there with the throttle bottle right beside her. Those two have been in wars together. They have been in the intensifying moments in all of racing. They've known each other for years, and they know how to race each other with the best of intentions. Kind of take a look at our lap time situation here for Mr. Tim Williams. And you can see he was keeping it pretty cool for the start, but now he's starting to lay off a little bit harder here. Perhaps maybe just trying to see if there's a little bit of fine line that he can get timid with it. Maybe some momentum to kind of push with. Hard to really say. The 45 is a little bit tricky to kind of decipher sometimes. Tim's usually a pretty clever guy in terms of not letting out all his secrets. And he's already kind of giving these guys a clear clue why that is. TJ Mitchell in the number 4 Kodak Max, and now that 24 pit stall, Racing Series 24 of Tim Lee. Going head to head here, Kodak versus the pit stall. I gotta admit, that is a sweet, sweet looking ride. And again, I got an awesome Crusader scheme that I've dogged on the Pushing Limits Racing League Tour. But I will admit up front, that is a pretty sweet looking ride, Mr. Tim. Onboard camera here, Greg Lerman right now. He fell one spot down, trying to hold his line down. But you can see the difference between him and Hansen. Not as jumpy, not as all over the place in terms of the straightaways, but still feeling the effects on the back half, entering in through those corners and through those runs. Dean Viney, the Butterfingers, number 78 here, going out with another little candy style, a little tradition on the Butterfinger scheme. I will admit up front, it's a good looking scheme, but man, is it something to watch. Derek Walson, last week's second place runner up here, whereas he would have told you the first loser of the race, falling victim to just the absolute madness that is the Rattlesnakes' revenge of Robert Kahn. Now trying to completely rewrite his own little piece of history and trying to set himself apart. Told me earlier today he will make sure he scratches and claws everything out to get to the front and get to these fields, get to this position. Kahn, despite falling back so much, that's up a save like a number 9 at Corey Coe. That doesn't really seem to bug him too much. He's already right back underneath Donald Sadusky. Frank Hughes getting ahead of him, but now it's Kahn who's intertwining here. Oh, wait a minute. Trouble down there. There's a yellow flag out on the track. We got a yellow out, and that's the 4 and Tim Lee and DJ Mitchell down there. The 24 and the 4 connecting down off turn 4. No, that's not 3 4s. We're not lucky 4s in Vegas. That is an unlucky 3 4s there that we just had to name off. Let's take a look at the replay. Presented by Fort Worth Screen Printing. Here is your PT Race TV Instant Replay. Well, did I mention earlier these cars don't exactly like to be bump draft or kind of pushed around a little bit? You can pump them around a little bit down in Bristol, but this is not the track to be playing that one on. A huge little hit and a little fender bender there, unfortunately, between the two drivers. Came right off here, and you see Mitchell again. He was probably trying to set the corner up, but then he got completely into Tim Lee, destroying part of his own car in the process. And with only one instant repair, now that really puts a burden on Tim Lee to decide what he wants to do. Same for DJ. Look at the damage on both those drivers here. Look at the rear, left rear caved in on Lee. The front of the nose on the right side scarred on DJ Mitchell. I'd say more than anything, yep, I was going to say, I think we'll see Mitchell take a repair, but Tim Lee may be opting not to. Looks like he's going to try to see what kind of damage he can fix up on that 24 cam. Hard racing to brew out here, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back live, we'll see more action here from the Pit Stall Racing Series. The ARCA series of the Pit Stall Race Series has been brought to you in part by Fort Renz at Fort Worth Green Printing. When you guys need to get the best designed t-shirts customized your way with your logo, your style, your business, your own, and then you trust in only Fort Worth Screen Printing, be sure to visit them up at fortworthscreenprinting.com to get yourself the latest and greatest custom designed t-shirts. Also, be sure to check out John T. Garrett Twitch channel to support him in his iRacing and sim racing journey as much as he is in the ARCA series of the real world. Be sure to visit him up at John T. Garrett Twitch channel. And by Lightning Wrapz, with the most affordable designs made at your leisure. Lightning Wrapz is looking to bring you the best designs in your library. So first caution of the day here, and a very interesting caution if you ask me. Everybody except for Douglas R. Johnson, Ray Radford, Mike Taylor, Tim Lee, all went in for fuel. I'm not just seeing fuel on that one here, so that could be an interesting dilemma here. I'm not sure if they're looking to try to stretch out the fuel run, or maybe they're looking to save those tires as long as they can, but tire saving here is a very tough little deal. Wheeled him down off the green flag restart zone, and we're back underway. Now we see what kind of pressure lays on these drivers' forefronts. Brake Hughes immediately right in the middle. Trying to keep the Hughes Garage 61 right on ahead. Robert Kahn and Daniel Holloway head to head here for the third place spot. A head-to-head like this, it could go either way, really. Daniel Holloway is no slouch and accustomed to his own driving style here. We've seen him pull it off on the mile and a half before. We've seen him run it down to the ground on the short tracks. I expect nothing less from him on this race today. You can see what's going on in the back versus what's going on in the front. You can see the field. Two completely different mindsets here. Although I feel like we've been kind of transported back to literally past just under 2004. The days of like 2002, 2003 with the way these cars look. I mean, I know these are the Gen 4 Cup cars, just isn't, but they're running with the ARCA setup, but still, I mean, it's absolutely crazy to me just how cool looking at the same time, how just race car looking they look and appear to be. I sure do miss those day and era of the racing now. Yellow flag out, Frank Hughes. Getting right up ahead. Oh! That is not good. That's not good. That's a lot of sparks. That sparks go inside the cockpit there. 43, Craig Lerman needs to get in a pit road now. Get that figured out. There are sparks going inside that cockpit there. He needs to be careful here. He's got a nasty little hit there, and he's got a lot of problems going on with that thing. He needs to get in pit road. I think he'll be able to get there safely, thankfully, but sparks usually can lead to one thing, which is set that little ticking time bomb in there inside that car. Take a look at the replay, and, well, I mean, there's no other way to judge it. That was a, oh! Well, bit of a big hit there on the 5, but he takes even worse damage for his troubles. Chantal Powell, absolutely no idea where he came from and no idea what the heck happened until it's too little too late. But that 43, man, oh my word, did he take a hit. Powell took a good hit inside there too, but that was certainly a very nasty little hit. Oh, we're going to take that back. Bolt Rider's got the inside of that wall retainer, and that's not a safety barrier there. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Chantel's whole rear end just completely lifted off the ground as if really she was just standing still. That thing took a nasty, nasty hit. One more look at it. We'll see if we can look at it from camera angle. See if we can get a better look at that 5 there. I think that might have been Dean Viney that got him there. No, never mind. That might have. That was DJ Mitchell. Mitchell's trying to avoid it, and oh, he got Tim Lee. He got Tim Lee again in the same corner. So a chain reaction of everything going on down there. Well, Craig Lerman has done it out of this race. He has called it a day, but the Throttle Chantel Bottle will live another day. But I don't know about Tim Lee and DJ Mitchell right about now. And Tim now this time having to use an instant repair. Obviously we know DJ used his up, so he is out of repairs. Sets the field back again. Last week really no cautions. It was mainly just a run to the line and run to the start. And nobody else in between, just getting into issues, getting into trouble. Double filed up once again, race fans. We are now getting set to go once more. Field doubled up, bunched up, ready to rack stack, put them back on the attack. As I lead them back down through turn number 3 and to 4. Gonna bring it right out that corner end here, light for the green flag. There's the green, we're back underway. Ramp up that gas pedal and put that pedal down into the metal. We've got ourselves our runners and we've got ourselves some drummers to the beat of their own tune and making it all through the field. Every driver for themselves here so far. Mike Taylor, Nicole 98 Spike, having that little issue. He's slamming the wall early on. Crying right back up through the field. It's a 0-way to Robert Smith. Right in his front. The EP 0-way trying to hold his line down, but having all sorts of issues off the exit. Can't quite get it to stick in there as well as he wanted it to. Holloway right now currently just lacking him up and attacking, throwing back on the attack. I really don't know when he is going to get rid of that helmet, though. He's literally, I think that's a helmet that Kevin Harvick needs to be wearing or something. I don't think Daniel should be having to run that thing. That's just me, though. You guys be the judge of that. Donald Sadusky and them trying to move back to the field. Chantal Pato also trying to deal with the added issues she dealt with just a minute ago, putting her way right ahead of traffic and getting herself right back into the position. And you can just see how tough it is just to maneuver past some cars and maneuver through the field when it's all said and done. Blake Treywick here, the number 56, 056 to be exact. Trying to move the car up as far as he can. Got a whole lot of momentum. Got a whole lot of drive. Actually, I think he's just the 56 this time around. So no longer the 056. Kind of weird to say, but hey, at least the guy just said 2 numbers this time, not 3. Douglas R. Johnson, the Simrex setups pit stall racing series machine, now moving his way up to the front, 6 spots up. Eric Blount, 18 though, hard charger of the day, without question. And how ironic, he's driving the Viagra number 6, a scheme made famous by our late great Mark Martin. This car has actually even been a part of some serious races here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Although usually it was in a Valvoline styled up scheme, this car definitely has a lot of meaning to it and has a lot of purpose for the times it had. I believe he was the first winner too at Vegas here all those years ago. And speaking of having a little tussle and a bustle here, Robert Kahn once again back at it with Derek Paulson. These two not going to leave each other alone. This is the head-to-head competition here between these heavy hitters. Paulson looking to keep the momentum gripped underneath him. Ty Morosco running it right back in as well. All drivers for themselves. Oh, hold on. There's a lot of sparks down there I just saw. Hold on. I think we're okay there, but I know what I saw. I hope you guys saw it too. Just a flurry of lights and speed and power. And then a whole lot of shrapnel just melting down on the track there. I don't know what that was or what happened. I'm not sure. But thankfully, it seems like everybody's okay. Morosco and Paulson, despite having the same MF Racing Designs teamed up scheme, they both have really 2 differentiations of racing and 2 different styles. One likes to be a little bit more aggressive, really toned in on the craft and really firing the power off. The other likes to play a little smoother and kind of try to ride it out and then make the big moves late into the run. Classic side-by-side battle in there between Johnson and Holloway. Johnson getting the better of the 2 for now. On board here are Derek Paulson, and again right now using a bit of that dirty airflow to keep Morosco behind him also kind of helps out with the pace and the overall quickness. That could be a bit of an advantage for him. At the same time though, one wrong maneuver and one wrong spot and it could be a very tough little drive out for them. Outboard camera here on Lightning Wrapz number 5 with Chantel Throttle as well. And her troubles really just depended on one thing, and that was that tag she suffered through. Now trying to stay out of trouble, trying to run the laps down to the distance. Tim Williams fall from grace even further than I was expecting. The 45 had a huge lead earlier on and had a good little position to keep up with. Now the iRacing 45 having nothing but troubles here. With Blake Traywick, the 56 Moo Camp. That Dodge Challenger, I believe, is what he's running. Currently just moving it right up the chains and into the position. And I believe earlier on we heard one of the drivers, I think it might have been, can't quite put my finger on it now. All of a sudden, kind of drawing a blank here, but one of our drivers earlier on had said that their fuel run was about around 23, 25 laps or so. I believe that was Corey Coe when we talked with him earlier. He said he was just going to practice on that, how that run was going to work and how it was going to play out for him. And when he started studying and figuring out more of it, that's when he started to put 2 and 2 together and realized like where the fuel run's going to lay at, where the power will set its sight at. And that seems to be what he's trying to focus on right now. That's not us, by the way. That was Eric Blount there back getting it all out of control there. We're going to get a little out of control. Paulson a little bit tight from turn 3. Open that door up to Marasco. And Marasco, control chaos, now leading the leads. And Marasco still searching for win number 1 this season. Mike Taylor, the 24, now going head, or excuse me, the 98 going head to head with the 24 of Tim Lee. Some seriously impressive performances for every driver out there, but I really think, in all honesty, we have yet to see the very best of our drivers in the performances to them, as now pit stops being made. Mike Taylor goes into pit road. Field now packed up a little bit. Kahn got 4 cars to deal with. Blount on the bottom. Johnson, major run on the bottom now as he kind of slipped up a little bit. Hard to really get a good, clear answer and a good cut little feeling. Who's going to take home who on this one? Corey Coe, the 9, Gulf Oil right now, moving his way in position, moving his way down across. Blount currently going to pit road. Marasco and Paulson quickly to pit road as well. Pit stops aplenty, pit stops a many. So Johnson now your race leader, Coe right behind him. Such a wild finesse pace here and a powerhouse performance by all drivers involved. Todd Poston, though, kind of been a surprising little twist here. He hasn't been nearly as tough or as fast as he's been known before. Maybe looking to change that up a bit. Maybe trying to focus in on that position and on that drive. Show everybody what he's got in store for him. It's a really tough decision to really have to make, though, considering the odds playing against you. The momentum starting to really clip against around you. Tim Levy knows that all too well. He's already had to use an instant pair up and take some serious damage just from 2 corners here. First was in turn 4, and then the other was in turn 3 again. Like Treywick also coming down to the field a little bit, and right now, from what I'm seeing in the pit stop lap times, all drivers been out, been pit road. They went on about lap 22 to 21. That's the farthest they've gone. They have not already gone in. So that kind of hinders my belief that a lot of drivers are kind of looking at that fuel run as kind of the coup de grace to be. Little clip up there for Todd Poston as Frank Hughes. But take a little tack there. Not sure, maybe Poston just drove it a little bit up, but huge hit, and the 61 goes garage. She's going to be heading down into pit road now. Let's take a look at the replay though and see if Poston maybe just clipped him all the slightest bit entering into that turn. That was a tight corner there. Now Hughes, to his credit, well, looks, whoa. I don't know. That one's a bit of a tough one to me. It looked like Hughes kind of didn't really give Poston very much room, and Poston may have thought that was his cue to make a move off on him and then push him up for doing that. Either way, Hughes, when he got it right there, you can see Poston, he's trying to set up the turn and then corner it, and then Hughes just came down ever so slightly. I think that's one of those racing ordeals, unfortunately. If I had to put anybody at fault, I'd say it'd be Hughes for coming down like that, and Poston, spotter, unfortunately, just not able to quickly in time tell him, like, hey, wait, back off, you're getting a little too aggressive, gonna get too aggressive here. Blake Treywick out of pit road now. He'll be the first one out of the bunch. Poston clearing up some damage on the car, trying to hurry out. Marasco and Paulson, though, regaining the lead with Kahn falling right in behind. So right now, your top 3 right on your screen as we are halfway done with this. Marasco, Paulson, Kahn, all in it to win it. Corey Coe and Tim Lee right now backing up to the field, back to the course, the lanes of the positions. Coe had quite a time there earlier on for that race lead, but then fall victim to the tire wear and the burn that comes with it. And you're trying to run it out on a track like Las Vegas Motor Speedway, yeah, then you're really asking for trouble. Donald Sadusky had an impressive little drive up there too. Even taking the likes there of Kahn and even taking the likes of Kahn on them on. Tim Williams, though, a veteran, was leading it down, keeping everybody honestly, keeping them pretty clear about it. Michael Pratt, well, right now, currently, that Chevrolet machine, talking with him earlier on, he wanted to start in the back, trying to figure everything out. Does have a little love, though, for Patrick Fausto today. We do appreciate every single one of you guys tuning on in as one of these broadcasts. I know you guys probably get tired of me saying it, but we wouldn't say it if it really didn't mean that much to us. So thank you again so much for all the support. Looks like a little bit of momentum starting to build up here between these three, drafting them up quite a bit. Marasco and Paulson and Kahn. Looks like they may have kind of found a little tandem draft here. The old draft frame being put to good use, I'll say. This is what I always say. This is one of the toughest deals to deal with, which is You're literally in a leader's draft. You're wanting to make a move or make a pass, but you don't have any openings, don't have any kind of line or any area to get around them. And it's not a short track either, where you can just give them a little nudge, give them a little bump. Here, you actually, if you're going to nudge them, you got to nudge them pretty quickly and pretty fast. And then also hope that you didn't nudge them too hard, because a car like this does not like to be pushed around. As we mentioned earlier on, we saw between DJ Mitchell and Tim Lee when they were going into turn 3. Tim got clipped up there by Mitchell. Mitchell tried to back off, tried not to let him get too crazy out of it, but fortunately it was not to be. Ended up costing them both there a little bit of time and a little bit of troubles for their worth. Blake Trawick now with 3 drivers also on his tail end of that. Coe, Sadusky, and Daniel Holloway. And Corey Coe going to get a little bit of a breathing room, a little opening here from the 56. Trawick not usually one to give up speed, give up power, but it looks like he's having all sorts of fits. The ARCA car just seems to be absolutely wearing and tearing drivers down more as it goes, and those that are consistent and patient are the ones that are hanging on to this one. Yeah, it's weird too, because we talk about how great, how tough that Super Late Model car was and how fast it could really rip around the tracks and stuff. Now we look at this. It's like a 9-day difference, really, if you ask me. Obviously, we don't have the close corner packs and everybody just full throttling it, but what we do have, in my opinion, which is probably the best part, is just good old days of racing. The drivers are still drivers, and they got that mindset that maybe they had when they were a little bit younger, they're a little older, but they do not care too much. They will still put everything on the line and push themselves to their absolute core of limits and their pressure that they feel. Also, you may have already heard me talk about this too, but you may have seen on the other ends of the spectrum, but Pit Stall Race Series also has a new league that they're working with. They're actually merging with the league you may have known as Pushing Limits Racing League. Yes, in Monday nights they will be now known as the Pit Stall Monday Night Racing Series, the Pit Stall Monday Night Series. So that will be interesting to see, and if you missed those super lates or you missed the late models to be exact, well, don't worry, we've got you covered, because the late models, yes, those new late models of Cars Tour, they are making the ever-elusive triumphant return. Can't wait to show you guys, let you guys on that one. It'll be a lot of fun and a good time to be had. On Pizza Racer TV, you guys will catch all the action live, of course, on the Tuesday night broadcast or Wednesday night, depending on when we will be able to get her in. Laps left to go. And Marasco and Paulson look like they may have finally found a winning strategy here if this thing keeps going green. But remember, fuel strategy, tire strategy, and the amount of laps that it takes to even get here, to even push here, still tremendously tough and powerful to deal with. And Marasco right now currently falling back to Paulson. Looks like Paulson maybe gonna get things figured out a little bit. Khan definitely starting to do something a little different. He's in pit road already. Very interesting strategy here, and a little bit early if you ask me, but maybe he's got something in mind that I don't know of. Mike Taylor going to pit road as he will join Khan. Tim Lee also staying out on the track here. The 24 have been able to at least escape and avoid and dodge everything else that's came running right at him. No offense to DJ Mitchell down there. But you can even see that Kodak Max film machine. That thing has taken a lot of punishment. The Pontiac, unfortunately, right now feels probably like he's in a gunfight, and the only thing he's got is a knife to his name. Ty Morosco trying to get the lucky sevens here and finally pull one off. Paulson, though, he's not been to victory lane in almost 2 full seasons. The man has been desperately hungry and trying to clear all he can to do it today. Pit stops now for Paulson and Morosco as well, so get rid of it a little bit further along. Some drivers going in early, some going a little later, so I mean, again, without really being able to hop in one of these cars and be able to see what the fuel line, the runs and all that look like, it's hard for me to really judge. I can only go off of what I know and what I understand on these cars. And the fuels on these things usually have a tendency to burn up quick and to burn up fast. I felt it a lot more often than not, and it can be such a powerful team of issues, and the magnitude of it lays in itself. So Daniel Holloway a race leader right now. Tim Williams, Todd Poston going out a little bit here for that second spot. At least for the moment. Let's see how pit stops flourish and control their destinies. Holloway staying out just a little longer. So looks like he's going to try to get as much out of his car as he possibly can here. See everybody right now separating themselves out and more as we go. Fastest lap times of the day, showcasing to us that a 30.38, or excuse me, a 30.22 has been the fastest that was set by Eric Blount in the number 6. Then everyone else I just mentioned just kind of hanging around with him. But being the fastest driver again for one lap is not the fastest driver for all the lap. Gone right now, looking to try to hammer down here. Blake Traywick getting right up on the march here. 3 wide off the turn. That could be a little troublesome. Traywick, though, nice corner off on the outside. Again, that's extremely tough to do. Gone so many about a couple laps down, though, really fighting not only the car, but fighting himself. I don't know where he thought going into pit road that early was a good idea, but perhaps maybe I was just overthinking it. But it doesn't seem like I am now because Morosco and Paulson back to the lead. 3-car tangent down yet again. This time Dean Viney intercepts himself into the field. Maybe just trying to see what he can make up for this ground and time lost earlier. So right now, see the field just kind of separating more and more. It is getting a little bit more difficult though to get the power underneath some of these drivers and trying to get those battles to kind of a brew again, considering a lot of drivers right now are just facing the ultimate challenge of dealing with pressure and dealing with momentum scurved onto the track. There's a lot to take in each time you get into these races. There's a lot to take in every time you put yourself into these limits and into this kind of positioning. Tim Lee now running it further and further ahead here. Daniel Holloway and Ty Morosco. The separation between those two pretty astounding, I'll say. Yeah, that's about a full 6 seconds ahead right now. Paulson and Morosco have figured this out. So it all hinders on those two to go head to head with one another. Corey Coe, Blake Traywick. Yeah, they're not done with each other just yet though. Traywick right now trying to get there to Daniel Holloway. Holloway having to leave the door open for him now. Hoping to close it back on him. Couldn't quite get it done. Just a reminder as well, right now, currently, we will have Friday nights off at the moment. Occasionally we'll have some broadcasting going on, but we will be back with you guys live on Pizza Race TV Saturday night with Goat Racing League's Next Gen Cup Series. Sunday night will be a little bit of downtime, but for the future though, we'll have maybe a little highlights reel coming up, so stay tuned for that. Speaking of having a little highlight reel, looks like Donald Sadusky right now having a little highlight reel of his own. He just went 3 wide and then just mounted a huge charge against the entire field. He literally got past Corey Coe, Todd Poston, and Daniel Holloway all in 1 lap, and that was for the top 5 spots. Now he's looking to try to do it. He's going to go for a quadruple on here. Oh my. And he did. He got it right around Traywick, entering into the front straightaway to the line. Sadusky right now just absolutely tearing some tires up. But in return, saving himself a lot of headaches. Consistency, maybe winning this one out. 21 laps to go. Derek Paulson, pure as can be, as fast as he can go. Daniel Holloway down to pit road. Todd Poston joins him. So pit stops now already looking to be another factor in this one. Would that be the reason why the rattlesnake Robert Kahn thought that may have been the best time to go into pit road? It's hard to really say because, again, Kahn's mindset versus mine has been always completely twofold. Sometimes he figures it out so quickly, and sometimes he just overdoes it. I don't know though. I mean, at the end of the day, Khan, he's his own driver, he's his own man. But I mean, I don't know if I necessarily would have tried to do the strategy he pulled off. I think it more or less kind of hindered him and back and put him into a bad corner here. Field right now currently just further along and further down. Many drivers right now probably just trying to get the fuel to stay underneath them and trying to get the tires to work with them a bit. Ty Marasco, man, he had so much momentum and so much keen instinct, but now he's been kind of traveled back down and into a bit of a fight, a bit of a job here. Paulson and Morasco finally heading to pit road here, so another set of pit stops being put to good use. Field right now just strategizing above all else, trying to hold on. But again, so far it's kind of hard to kind of keep track of everybody because again they separate out so much. Everything is going to happen in such a quick topsy-turvy little run. We do know Sadusky has taken the race lead away. Well, with only 16 laps remaining here, at this point it all just hinders on one thing, and that is how quick can you get in and out of pit road, and how quick can you run out the field and run out the power. Marasco and Paulson immediately now drafting off each other, trying to get to Poston and Holloway. Holloway right now trying to hold on. Tim Lee also staying out the flag, staying out the place. It's only 2 cautions today, but in terms of what those cautions meant, they certainly did a number on these drivers. Some had destroyed their cars and damaged up any kind of chance they had to hang on with. Some of them it literally threw everybody for a bit of a bind and kind of a bit of a pickle, if you will. And then for others, well, it's really all hindering on who can strategize above all else in real time, not literally just from a normal strategy you put on the pen and paper. Note to self, kids, don't try that at home. Do not try to race. Do not try to race and write your strategy on pen and paper. It doesn't work, trust me. Todd Poston now passed up there, the number 31. Had a pretty solid day in his own right. Top 10 speed, top 5 power, and a little bit of a sniff of the top 3, but did not quite get all the run he was looking for there. Some taking some serious abuse out there from the first part of the race, like Chantel's Model Pottle. Had a good car out of the gate, and also looked like maybe he was going to be able to stay in the top 10, but that hit she suffered earlier completely threw everything to the wire. Tim Lee right now going head to head here with Frank Hughes, and Hughes, there's a driver really that caught a very bad break earlier. It's got to be this one as well. he got slammed off on the outside, pushed into the fence, and into the wall retaining barrier there, I should say. And then from there, just had to try to figure out how the heck to even kind of stay in control of his own destiny. Just not a whole lot you can do with it, though. Donald Sadusky finally going to pit road. Tim Lee still staying out, though. He's on laps 69 tire and fuel. I don't know if that's going to be enough to finish this out. He's going to lead a couple laps here, but Sadusky trying to hurry out. Looking to just take tires and go. He's going to have a long, long road ahead of him, but he's hurrying. He's not going to keep it ahead, though, of Holloway, Paulson, Morosco, and them. Too slow and not enough time. He's going to lose positions. I definitely admire his strategy, though, to push the limits and the performance there on everybody, but at the same time, it just cannot give him all the chances he wants. Paulson, Morosco back into the race lead yet again. And now, this is where the gloves come off because they've got 8 laps left to go. They've strung this one in. They have fought for all that it's worth, and right now they are about to see who is the better driver. Paulson's got the better Morosco on the long run. Morosco had advantage there on the short run. Now the question is, who can outdo the other? Morosco trying to get back underneath Paulson. Paulson trying to block him. Holloway watching on. He knows his race is all but cooked unless these two just start wailing on each other. Not a bad idea, though. We've had so many storylines in this one. Fuel runs up the wazoo. A lot of hard running, hard controls, and some crazy moments in between. But it's been a balanced substance. It's been a balanced raced out. Despite the 2 cautions, everybody else has made their mark and made their charge. Now, the final 2, the boys that run not in F1 style schemes, but in their own little scheme. The MF Racing Design Scheme Dub 6 and 1. Paulson and Morosco going head to head. One driver has to fade, one driver has to fall. Well, they don't want to give it up to the either or of them. Morosco looking maybe for a chance, maybe for an opportunity to get one last run on that straightaway. Trying to use that draft line as a bit of an aid for 4 to go, but just to me, it doesn't look like he's going to get much of help or much of a run there. The car just does not want to react or counterintuitively control the speed to indicatively go into that turn. I think a lot of it too has to boil down to how much tire wear these drivers have faced out with, how much pressure they put themselves up on the line here. Todd Post right now currently top 5 in the 5th spot, looking to be hanging on though, but Sadusky is looking for that final leg, that final width, that final push. Two laps to go now. And it looks like Paulson is starting to run away a little. But is he running away enough? We're about to find out. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Come down through turn number 3 to turn number 4. This time on by. White flag high in the air for one Derek Paulson. Roscoe can't do anything but just look on. He may have fought bravely, he may have fought valiantly. But last week it was Paulson who got edged out by Khan. This time, that will not be the same. Derek Paulson is going to win it here at Las Vegas. And it's now official. The number 06, the number 6, 06 if you will. MF Racing Designs of Derek Paulson finds the leg, finds the speed, finds the power. And Marasco gonna go over there and say, hey, congratulations, you get this one, next one's mine. Oh, a little love tap there. Love is racing, rubbing is racing. Paulson finally cracks the code and wins one out. He may burn this thing in the ground. He hasn't been to victory lane in a while. What a performance, what a drive. Here's your final results presented in part by our friends at Fort Worth Screen Printing. This one was a doozy, folks. It all hindered on one thing. Who can last out the longest? Derek Paulson does it. Marasco goes second. Holloway goes third. Poston fourth. Sadusky, man, what a performance for a return for him. Goes fifth. Treywick going sixth. Seventh to Tim Williams. Eighth, Frank Hughes. Corrico ninth. And 10th, Eric Blount. Round touch your top 10 in this one here as the rest of your field of drivers. Coming on your screen, Len McNeese there, not able to make the call. Alright, well, race fans, time to listen in to the top 3 drivers for this one. This one should be a doozy in the interview books, ladies and gentlemen, because the 26 Candyman brings it back in town. And Holloway once more, sir. Congratulations, bringing home another podium. And what a long run this one is for you in this 2016.
Just ran out of tires at the end there, but hey, I'll take top 3 and good points night again.
It was indeed here. Now I know, obviously you had a little bit of troubles there early on to get through the packs, had a little bit fall back as well with those tires, but once you started to kind of dial it back in, I mean, really what was the strategy there from then on?
Just was trying to figure out what those two guys leaders were and trying to do the opposite, and kind of worked, just ran out of laps, but was thinking about 4 tires towards the end, but being a short pit with fuel didn't really need a whole lot, but if I took 4 tires, I think I would have lost more ground, but you know, it's all strategy. They did a good job up front, and congrats Derek on the win.
Indeed. Well, nevertheless, Daniel, I mean, still bopping away for a 3rd place today here, sir. Who do you want to thank her for that?
I just want to thank Pitstall for putting this league, Tim and Sean and everybody, and all these drivers that come out each week and racing here. Good group of guys, teammates with Todd and DJ, which DJ had a little rough night, and you up in the booth on PMTV, and I'll come back and watch this later on.
For sure there, Daniel. Thanks so much for your time down there, buddy.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too. He parks it down there for this one, ladies and gentlemen. He'll take home 3rd. Your 2nd place finisher today, Ty Marasco. Ty, once again, sir, you fight hard and you scramble hard for this, but I'm only coming away with 2nd place. But nevertheless, a great performance for you and this team. I mean, what was it like having to go out there with the other MF Racing Design crew member right in front of you?
Always good. I mean,
Great to have us finish 1-2. We love it. We had fast MFRD Ford Mustangs out there. The number 1 car was lightning fast, obviously, so was the 06. I would like to win, but he had the faster car at the end. I was having a little pedal issues all night I was battling with, so might have slowed me up a little bit, but hey, no excuses. But hey, we'll go out there and, we finished 3rd last week, 2nd this week. Maybe we'll get a win once we come back from the break.
Come back from the break and come out to try to paddle it out yet again. For you and this team, though, I mean, constantly day in and day out, you're always finding ways to kind of build and break yourself down a little bit more to get better as a driver. I mean, how important, though, was it for you to be able to come down here and pull off yet another podium, and this time actually come one step closer to getting that final win that you're looking for?
It meant a lot. It was a lot of, it was really fun. Me and Derek, really close friends, and out there on the track as well. So it's good with teammates, and it's fun to just run with him all night. I mean, me and him were just running together, running same strategy, same everything. It was fun. We were having fun trying to battle each other and trying to, class the field. I mean, I think we won by 7 seconds. That shows how much our team works together, and that teamwork obviously gives us positions like 1 and 2. And going forward, if we can just keep that up, we're going to be unstoppable.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, though, as you fire this one down for the final leg, I got to ask you, do you want to thank for the 2nd place finish today?
I want to thank MF Racing Designs, Michael Falk. Check him out on Facebook. Very good paints, obviously great paints that he put on for us. 1-2 cars again, finishing 1-2. But check him out, hit him up. He might be able to do a paint for y'all. And then obviously you guys in the booth doing a great job every week. I'd like to thank Derek, great teammate of mine, good win for him. I want to congratulate him. He was lightning fast tonight and he got it done. I was glad for him to get in the win column. He hasn't won in a hot minute either. So I think we can get out there and do it after the break. That would be awesome. But we'll keep chucking away at podiums because nothing's wrong with that.
Absolutely not. Well, Marasco, thanks for your time and congratulations bringing this one on home.
Thank you.
Marasco, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take home a nice 2nd place today. But the man who was 2nd last week is in 1st this week, Derek Paulson. You're finally bringing it back to victory lane, sir. What a time. And how long has it been, sir?
And that's what I was talking to Ty about in chat, or in our voice chat, and I said, it's been a long time since I've been in victory lane, so it feels good to finally get back there, get the monkey off my back, and enjoy the rest of the season.
Enjoy the rest of the season, dear. I know next week we do have a break off, but I mean, to get this win, have all the support and confidence now after that, I mean, how big was this for you to finally get this thing figured out and get this win you've been looking for so long?
Well, excuse me. I have a history of finishing pretty decent here at Vegas, and so I thought, I'm gonna, not necessarily win, but I should get another quality finish, and just the way the tires were out, Ty and I were able to save really well on tires, and that essentially won us the race and got us 2nd, and yeah, it played out. Those long green flag stop races are what I enjoy, and yeah, I don't know, just aligned tonight. And I know Ty, he was having some pedal problems, and I laugh at him because even with pedal problems, he was faster than than a lot of people. And yeah, but it'd have been nice to see if what would have happened if he didn't have some of his trouble. But yeah, I'll take the win.
Well, Derek, nevertheless, as you come away today with the race win today, who do you want to thank for all this?
Well, I got to thank you up in the booth, and you broadcast quality broadcasts every week. I got to thank the pit stall admins. I got to thank everyone who shows up on Thursdays. Essentially, we're out here for fun. It's a good group of guys, and we just enjoy racing with each other. So I got to thank everyone who showed up tonight, and I got to thank MF Racing Designs for doing all our paints, and MFRD, Team MFRD, and I think that's about it.
For sure there. All right, well, Derek, nevertheless, man, congratulations finally bringing this one on home into victory lane, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Derek Paulson, I'm not sure if he was getting a little choked up because he hasn't been to victory lane in a while, or maybe the nerves just finally got to him, but he finally takes it home He gets a win after so long here on the show. Big thank you to them for tuning on in as well here, and fans and friends alike. Thanks so much. Sponsors, Fort Worth Screen Printing and John T. Garrett Twitch channel and Lightning Wrapz. Thank you all so much for your support throughout Pit Stall Race Series. We'll be back in 2 weeks from here. We'll take a little break. From then on, though, folks, we'll be back Saturday night live here on the show. Be sure to tune on in. We love you guys. See you then with the green flag flies.